Hello and welcome to the continuation, if this even works. Hello and welcome to the continuation of the hard mode Kerbal Space program attempt thingy. Why is this microphone so flaky? Why is this? What is it doing? For God's sakes! What is it doing? Oh, we may have to stop and start again. We may have to stop and start again. Audio is messing up. Why is the audio messing up? Should we disable this and just go like this? Yes, we should. Oh, then sorry for the horrible hissing noise. That's gonna always be there now. Oh. Come on, noise gate. You need to work. Microphone noise gate. Enabled. Does it work? Yes, it works now. Haha, great. Well, I'm going to start up all over again. Welcome to the continuation of this Kerbal Space program career on hard mode. I've installed a few additional mods, fine print, and some missions that's gonna make me able to earn money from putting communication satellites into orbit. But let's just go straight ahead and resume the saved game. That was... oh god. It was... Which version of the saved game was this? Well, anyway, one of them I'm broke in, so let's just load one of them and see if I'm broke or not. If I'm broke, it's the wrong one. Can't remember. Oh, I have two. Oh, this says the right one. I've got 65,900. Yay! We loaded the correct game. Let's go to missions. Yeah, alright. What have we got? That was the splashdown one. This one was the silly mission where you need to test a... And it doesn't pay much money anyway. Test the radial decoupler in flight 22 to 29. Slow speed. Maybe not that easy, but it has a good payout. Test a Separatron landed at Kerbin. It has no money to it, but we can still do it easy. Test the RT-10 solid fuel booster landed at Kerbin. We can do that easy too. Doesn't pay out much. This has a reasonable... it's another one of the parachute missions. Oh, speed and altitude is just always hard to match up on those. And it doesn't have a lot of payment. I think the mission for now should be to orbit Kerbin, and from what I know, I think my current rocket configuration is capable of that without doing much more. And we need to add a Separatron and an RT-10 solid fuel booster. That's what we're gonna do. Load, load, load. Contains locked or invalid parts. God knows what parts are those. Oh yeah, I'm one of the mods I installed is this automation action group thingy, madingy trigger bingadong dingadong thing. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for right now, but anyway, RT10 solid fuel boosters this, so this is just yeah. Oh, I need a little more. I'm gonna edit this to make me not look as transparent as I do now. Untransparent and how about that? I'm more solid now. Let's go back to the overview and then from here what was I gonna do? I was gonna check out the research. Because we have 42 points. What would be nice would be to have some solar panels now, but don't have enough research for that. And it's also got some nice more science appliances. Science lab. Experiment plant growth. Oh, this is good for putting into orbit, yes. But before we can put anything into orbit, we need solar panels, which are there. I just need just a few more points. Can I get anything winglets? Anything wings? This has wings in it. Wings, and I can make planes, and then we can fly around the planet. But we need more jet engines anywhere. No, the next step also. Can't do it with those fuel-heavy rocket engines. We need more efficient engines to make planes. What do we do? What do we do? Do we research anything here at this level? If I should research anything, it should probably be this. And so we do. And when I click the button, I have to go out and go back again. And this is also opening up radial mounted engines, fuel tanks. And what part on this? There's illegal parts on this, and I don't know what part it is. The LVT-45 liquid fuel engine. This is the gimbaled engine. No, it's the engine on this LVT-45 engine. Why don't I have this? Yeah, this is the gimbal version. And we want that, so let's buy it. We also want the bigger solid fuel boosters. So let's buy those two, since we have enough money. And we want to keep these for now and then exchange them for the bigger boosters later. But we're not changing anything. That should also mean that all the staging is okay, and this mission is for testing the Separatron. We need that to go on here. And we need to test this when landed at Kerbal, so this needs to be sort of a push down configuration here. Two of those, one on each side, turn around. Like that. We need those to go kaboom on the, yeah, on that stage. So this is the first stage, is making those two go off. Test Separatron landed at Kerbal. Achieve orbit around Kerbal and test those when landed at Kerbal. Yep. So 2 missions is gonna fulfill straight away, and maybe we should do something about having enough fuel on this first stage. So something like that should ensure the ability to go into orbit. Separatrons, main engines, boosters, separate. Boosters, separate stages. Last stage. Engines, parachutes. And we are go for launch. I'm just gonna move a bit here. Get my seat into a more comfortable position and bring down the keyboard. Spacecraft 4. Oh, this shouldn't be. This should be spacecraft 5. Save that. Launch it. Yeah. It's all exciting. Turning on SAS. I should be completing. I should be completing the first mission. What? Straight away. Let's fire those. One mission completed. And then we are ready for launch. So let's just power up and launch and power down. Power down. Down. Power way down and be ready to power up when the boosters burn out. Power up, booster separation. And let's do a proper gravity turn here. And then let's start at 10 kilometers, doing a gravity turn. Reset stabilizers. Let's lean over further. Reset stabilizing. Separate stages. Oh, wrong engine. I have the wrong engine. Crap. This is not gonna take me anywhere near orbit, but it is gonna take me to 110 meters. We do have 2 mission goals completed here, and I can use this to gather science, and of course by now we've evaluated this rocket and the Delta V I got on this, and I need about double what I have here to do an orbit. So hello Tsar. Back again for more hardcore action. It's not starting too well. This should have been an orbit mission, and it just failed miserably. I think I don't remember the height you need to go above to get into the next sphere level here to get more research out of this, because I'm getting 0.3 from this. That's not good enough. And this is gonna go to 110. I'm not sure it's high enough. Ah, come on. Fast forward. No, it's not. But let's do everything anyway. Crew report. Yes. Getting nothing for that. Let's keep that. EVA. EVA report 4.8. That's at least usable. Oh, that's laughable. Anyway, let's get back down to the planet cabin. I'm gonna use the engine as a heat shield. And it's heating up. Let's turn this directly at the retrograde vector. Retrograde vector. Ugh. Oof, that was hot. 900 degrees. Turn off the stabilizing and deploy the parachutes. Night landing in the water, I think I can get a crew report from out here. That's worth a little bit more. I even think I can reset the goo canisters and get more out out of it from here, then the 0.4 something. Yeah, I can. And then let's reset that one too, and wait until it's splashed down. Uh, 750 kilonewtons for 28 seconds. And of course I need to change the engine for this one. What efficient. And we need to change those for those. Right? That's looking the part. take that silly Separatron off. And I had to test this while being landed. So we need to mount these and eject them before launch. I'm not going to comment on this. This is just, it's just plain silly. Mounting stuff and triggering it even before launch. It's just insane. Well, anyway, someone is actually paying me to do this. Yeah. TR-18A stack decoupler while landed at Kerbal. Radial decoupler in flight. TT-70. That's going to be tested in flight at altitude. That's not the one then. We need to TR-18, which is what? TR-18A, we need to test this while being landed. Oh, great. Can we put it on top and test it from there? And then let's put that in a separate stage. So this one's going to fulfill itself right away. This one, I need to write mission notes here. This is 140 to 440. That's hard for you guys to see with my face floating all over it. Edit. Yeah. So that's 140 to 440 at 22.5 to 29,200. Let's just go 23 to 27 to make it just a little bit easier to hit. And that's stage who with the what? That's stage 4. S4. Now, being as it is, we have larger boosters, we should increase fuel amount too. So, take that off. Put one more of these in there. And we should have a ship capable of making orbit. I think we should have the two boosters come on separate and then light up the main engine when we separate the boosters, so that because we have a throttle to weight ratio of 2.35 if I fire up everything at takeoff, so that's too much. It's waste of energy. It's going to be a lot of wasted energy on just pushing the air. It's a lot of wind resistance. This comes on when are you guys separating? You're separating, and this is what? This is a stack decoupler that's supposed to go off at the beginning. Why are you making it so hard? And this is still now stage 3. So 5 is the top stage 3. Yes. But this is gonna go off. Boosters are gonna burn out before I get to 23, so this testing stage here should be stage 2 instead. Yeah. And if we don't get to altitude, we have no use for science testing with goo and stuff. So let's get rid of those. We could reduce the drag. That's 0.3 drag, and we can reduce that drag to this by purchasing, yeah, because I'm going to use them later. So that's a lot less drag. Right there. So stage 5 covers the first mission objective, which is to test this decoupler while being landed. That's going to go straight away. And this one is, I've noted, 140 to 440 meters per second at, I think we should aim for 350. And we should do a stage after this with something that can lift the rocket, just barely lift it. So we have to create a stage here with perhaps separatrons can do this. I don't have the separatrons, so we have to buy those. And if I mount, do these count as what if we did something like this? And put a stage under this that is designed only to just lift the spacecraft for like a brief second. Let's put a little bit of fuel in that and put on the most powerful engine we have. And let's get that into a separate stage. Yeah, we have 0.7. That's not enough. Which means we need more engines at that stage. Anything, anyway, to get more power under that. What would be a neat way to just get a little more power under that? Put those under the boosters instead and have 2. As far as calculations goes, this should be right. But we don't want them to separate at the same time as they come on, so of course we need to do like that, and then have a stage 6 with 1.4. We can actually lift the spaceship from the ground using these engines, then decouple while landed, which is also the mission for stage 7. So we do not need this. We can take this one off. Throw that away. And then fire up these 2 engines. And if I go for the smaller engines, which have a gimbal, instead we'll come to 1.3 thrust to weight ratio, and I can separate those and then start the mission, then go into orbit. Have to goes down here. This, right? Yeah. That ought to do it. That's pretty expensive. That's 14,000. Yes, this is Spacecraft 5. It's version 2 of Spacecraft 5. Let's look at what I get paid out of this. I get 35,000 on completion, so any rocket worth 35,000 is, and this is half that, so it's okay. If this works, it's okay. And it should. You should perhaps look at what the difference in specific impulse of these rockets is. 300 and 320. 325. This is actually not as efficient as the bigger engines. 390 in vacuum, and this is 370. So this is not as good in atmosphere, but in vacuum it's better. That's why. Stage 6. Turns on the engine, land back again. Detach, decouple here. Fire the solid state boosters. Fire this, and then go to stage 2 for testing this. 350 meters per second at 23,000 meters. And then the orbiter on top. I think we should actually double the fuel of that one and go with a tank like this, and then because we have such good ratios, I think this would actually be better, and then we can separate that to have it land more easily, and then we can spare the money and the expenses and have one of the smaller but cheaper parachutes here, because this is 400 and this is 700, and we only need one now. So let's scale that down, stage this by itself, and do the decoupling for the module by itself here. Yeah. And now the testing stage for those decouplers are stage 3 instead. Change my notes. Stage 3. Save this and go for launch. Let's hope this doesn't tip over. It's become quite a high rocket. Start at low throttle this time, throttle up and slowly throttle back again. So, engines on. That should fulfill splashdown. Splashdown? No, it's not. Oh, Christ. Well, we have to separate from those, and we have to be quick with turning on engines after that. So, do like this and hope everything doesn't explode, and then go for boosters. Boy, these are good boosters. Let's throttle up to be ready when the boosters burn out. Separation. Oh God, that's not good. That's not the way it's supposed to go. I'm being haunted right now by an engine. Please go away, stupid engine. We need something to separate the boosters properly from the vessel. I have no option to gain any science from this. So it's just deploying the parachute. Yeah, the failures. A costly affair when you haven't got retries. We actually need to make sure now that this mission works, because if this doesn't work and get us into orbit, now we're broke and the game is finished. Well, do I even need to comment on that? Nope. Let's forget about it. Ooh, 35,000. We know this is not gonna help with the splashdown thing, so that doesn't help. Remove that. This rocket a lot cheaper. Let's do some separatrons on here to help those. That's propulsion, yeah. To help those clear. Rocket. Separators on the other side. And then a similar pair on the bottom. Go like that. And should have them clear right away from main. Up, up, up you go. That should send those solid state boosters flying away from the spaceship instead of slamming into it. Save it again as spacecraft 5 and then launch it. And the testing mounts are still stage 3, so no, nothing changed there. We can go for full throttle from the beginning, and boosters igniting in 3, 2, 1, go. Good speed, everything checks out. Everything looking good. Booster separation. Nice separation. Main engines on. A little bit of a wobble here. Gravity turn. And remember to stick to 350 and at 23 kilometers. Okay, throttling down. Throttling down. Sticking with 350 at 23 kilometers. Oh, fast, too fast. Going back, speed, and firing. Mission completed. Throttling back up. Bingo fuel on main stage. More gravity turn, 35 kilometers. Orbit velocity is 1000 meters per second. Can lean this over further. We are way above target now, so we just need to make this accelerate horizontally. So we can go below horizon now and just change to orbit stage. Let's cut engines here. Set up maneuver node for orbit. Maneuver node set up for orbit is go. Right there. This is 107, 110. Nearly circularized. Orbit. 1 minute boost to achieve orbit. In 2 minutes. let's set that time accelerator a little bit forward here, until about here, 30 seconds. Let's boost full power. So because I have this long burn to get into orbit, I have to start my burn before the countdown expires, since it won't be accurate anyway, or anywhere near accurate if I don't do it like this. I think we are about to see the orbit mission fulfill itself. Little over 2 Gs. You can turn on the engine, slow us a bit down. And use some of that fuel. Let's just attach it and let it burn out, and use the pull of the parachute. Set the direction. This way we can just have the engine slowly decelerating us right down till we get going to splash down, so we make it as soft as possible. And it looks funny with the smoke coming off it. Goodbye, engine. Splash. No, it's coming back up. That's funny. So it didn't have the power to lift the capsule, but when the fuel burns out in it, it becomes so light it can lift itself. So that's actually going back into space. The fun stuff that happens when you play around with things. Splash. Cover that. And actually straight away the missions to go to the moon should actually become available now. We also have plenty more science now. And a good stack of funds. Poor Jebediah Kerman, lost in action. Well. Well. Yeah, see, explore the moon. But I think we should work on this rescuing this guy from orbit first. To do this, we need RCS. To be able to make maneuvers in space and police a spacecraft near. We need RCS systems to guide it, and we need to put a second part on that for him to get into when we are near. But I think we can do this for a lot less funds than this pays out. Achieve orbit around the moon 9,000. Transmit or recover signs from space around the moon. Land on the moon. Transmit or recover signs from the surface of the moon. Yeah. 9,000, blah 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 blah. We can do all of this in one mission. So what do we have active here? This one's never going to happen, so I'm going to cancel that contract and pay the money. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And we're going to try and rescue Kerbal Kerman from orbit. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Take those off. And let's put another part on top of that. This should make us nicely able to save Nadald, but to be sure, let's put a couple of parachutes on the side of this instead. That. And let's check, yes, only Bill Kerman needs to go. So this is spacecraft 6. Save that, go to research center, see if we can get some nice parts and upgrades and make this even more safe. Huge research facility. What do we have? We have this, so we can explore Kerbal better, which is actually pretty useful, but we need bigger engines to do it. The question is, do we want to make that sacrifice? No, we rather want to have solar panels. We do have batteries, we do have that engine, and we need this actually. I need to go back and in here again to unlock it, since it doesn't update in here for some reason. Now we have solar panels, we can recharge, we have this science lab, which we need to use a radio, or actually will transmit and receive commands between radios on the same channel for all vessels, rendering range. It can set the heading and receiving vessel heading, blah blah blah. Don't even know what these do. This is use this valve to dump excess fuel before re-entry. The valve dumps the resources contained in the tank it's on. It's attached to LFO tank to drain LFO. Attached to RCS tank to drain monopropellant. Yeah, okay. But actually we do need some sort of RCS, and we don't have it, and we don't have the science to get it, so it's actually gonna be pretty hard to put a spaceship in the proper position to recover that guy in space. Yeah, 24 for that. So actually this right now at the moment looks easier to go to the moon than to rescue a guy from orbit. That's just not right. Solar panels. Growth plant. We could put one of those into orbit and get science from it. And maybe make something with Thunder Aerospace Tech Life Support System. Yeah, we could do a combination of these, and this science lab, when put into this module provides all the instruments, computers, and snacks Kerbal researchers need to find out just how fantastic space really is. You'll need to have experiment modules attached to your station to give them something to do. So we need to make a space station with these two modules in it. I'll just need to buy those to see the weight. We've still got a lot of money left. So what else do we need here? Now I don't have any points researching any of this. So we could combine putting up a space station with rescuing that guy from space. But I need to see how much this weighs and how extremely big it is. I need much bigger rockets for this. This I could put into space easily at the moment, but not the science module that I need to use it. So that's for later missions. Then we actually need to create a lander here instead of doing what we are doing now. I'm used to having good luck with landers looking something like this, and we do not need to get all that much science from the moon to make this work. So we only just need to create something that can land on the moon, take a sample, and then go back to Kerbal again. So we had half the fuel when we were in orbit, so this is perfectly capable of getting us, I think this is capable of getting us to the moon as is at the moment. But if we look at this stage, stage 1, yeah, well, it has 0 point something in Earth. Thrust to weight ratio has 0 point something in Earth gravity, but that's not how it's going to work. It's going to work when flying out in space. But this middle stage still has 1.5, which means we can put more fuel on this. We can see how much more fuel this can take and still lift itself. 1.3. It's actually pretty impressive now. .3, and if more, .2 thrust to weight ratio and 1.8 thrust to weight ratio on the thrusters alone. And we still have nice. If this is still stable and not too wobbly, this is actually this is our first moon mission rocket. Pretty pleased with that. We don't need to take the entire lander down. Come on. Separator in here. And then we need a small. But do we want to take the entire lander down? 700, this is 400. And a separator is. Oh, I can't find things. 400, it's cheaper to separate and use the parachute on top. Yeah. Scale that down. Proper size. Put that on its own. And put that separator on its own. And then we're going to land this module on the moon. Use this as our translunar stage. And this is the launch stage. We may need to look into having some supplies. Food container small, life support container small. This is what we need. How big is that? That's going to go under the parachute. And this has we need to attach solar panels also. We don't need much, we just need to be able to keep up heat. So one on each side should be enough. With the current crew, we have 35 days of life support. I think we need more than that. If we are unlucky, this could ruin the entire mission if we don't. Now we have 66 days of life support. 1 point something hours of electricity. That's not good enough. We need to stack electricity on that. That's 3 hours of electricity now. I don't think that's enough either. I think we have to go like so. That's 5 hours of electricity. That should be more than enough. And that's what we always want to aim for. And I think we should double the pads here, but not set up like that and like that. That looks pretty neat. That looks pretty neat. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I think that is about all we need. And I think this rocket is actually ready to go to space. Spacecraft 6 is ready for the first moon mission. So this is actually the target of tonight's broadcast was to get onto the moon. And I think actually this vessel is gonna do it. So, save and launch. And it's good luck. It looks stable enough. Let's go full throttle and then turn on the boosters. And let's check all the systems are stacked correctly. Main engines, translunar stage, lander separation, parachute, yes. We are go in 3, 2, 1, launch. I'm already seeing a bad tilt here. But it seems like the stabilizers are keeping up. I'm at full throttle, so as long as we're still climbing and the tilt is not very much or very too bad, I think we can live with it. Boosters are almost out. I think we can correct this when the boosters are burned out. Separation. Let's try and correct that tilt. We are coming back. Yes, we are coming back. Regaining control. Coming back up to a vertical climb. Stabilizing the rocket. And starting the gravity turn, which is actually almost in the direction of travel at the moment. 10 kilometers height, just a few seconds. 1/3 of the orbiter rocket fuel is burnt, and we are still accelerating nicely. 12 kilometers height. We are at 250 meters per second at 15 kilometers. Bingo fuel. Still accelerating nicely. Atmosphere is getting a lot thinner now. We just need to concern ourselves with acceleration. Going to make the gravity turn a little bit steeper. Approaching 700 meters per second at 30 kilometers. Right. 15% fuel left. Meters per second, and we are going to separate right there, cut the engines and separation. Let's set up an orbit. Nice smooth orbit here. Aim for that. Accelerate until about 30 seconds before the burn. Here we go. Let's do the burn and get into orbit. That destabilizing of the rocket with those solid fuel boosters really messed up fuel economy for the entire mission. I am not sure we have enough fuel now. But then again, this fuel doesn't need to brake or take our speed off when we get to the moon. It only needs to get us a moon encounter. I do think we are going to get that. But let's see. Oh, that's good enough for me. Or is it? Not. It's actually way bad. We need to burn in direction away from the planet. And we need to do it pretty quickly to sustain this orbit. And lift that periapse over there above 70 kilometers. We're done. Saved! And we actually have minimal fuel left. I don't think this is gonna go well. I do not think this is gonna go well. I'm not even sure I have fuel to this. No, I don't. I think we're gonna have to call this an abort mission and then try to figure out a way to get more control on this machine when we are taking off. I still have more than enough funds to build a nice. I think I have about 2 or 3 attempts left on this. And I think we should use a fuel we got left to decelerate to make it as soft and a re-entry as possible. Falling through the atmosphere. Bum, 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 ba, ba, da, bum. Falling through the atmosphere. Bum, 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 ba, ba, da, bum. Let's deploy that parachute. And then let's take this down. I think this is a mountain highlands region. I think we can get science out of this. I think we can actually get quite a lot of science out of this. I don't think I've been here before. And then we do an EA. Do an EA report, take a surface sample, and then no, we don't plant a flag. Let's not do that. Let's grab that, get on board, and cut our engines, and recover that vessel, and just live with that. Well, it was an attempt. Nobody died, and it only cost funds, so you're at 9.9 science. We're down to 51,000 funds. Let's go and redesign that. So we need something to keep this stable. And right now we're going with the LVT-30. This is the non-gimbal engine. That may be the problem. I know the 45 is slightly less powerful, but it does have gimbal, and that makes it capable of controlling direction much better. And if we go with that one turned on together with the boosters, we should have much better control of the direction of the craft. So on stage 4 we still have 1.29. that will still accelerate the vessel, so I think we are good now. But I think that this is the change we needed to make the craft more stable. And on top of that, we could go for 3 solid fuel boosters, but we do have more than enough power on stage 1. So let's just keep it like this, and yeah, that will still be spacecraft 6. It's just a change of engines. And besides, we'll be pretty high, but if we go for 3 boosters, we will be higher. So let's go for 4 boosters. Why the hell not? Have 4 boosters on this thing. If I can control the direction. See, what's happening is when this throttles up, it pushes the nose of it pushes in the nose of the booster onto the rocket, which makes it unstable because these are not pushed in the same direction. So actually what we need to save all this is struts, and I don't know if I have enough science to get struts, or where they are they are here, and I need 45 to get those struts to make this craft more stable. and then we could control the direction. We could also do something a little bit we would need to attach those to the low as possible. That's it. They of course need to be attached straight. Not going with it, not having it straight. Attaching it like that. Straight, yeah. Because that will have it push inwards much less up here. And I don't know if we can put, if that'll help if we put a second set of decouplers up here. Underneath these. I don't think they can push through that. So if we can just zoom in here, place those just on the edge here, like so. I don't know if they can push in through that, but I don't think they can. And then we need to have all of those detach at the same time. So when they detach, they need to go off. These four need to go off too. We need to go up there. This should lean on these, and then we should detach them at the same time as we detach the rockets, and that should have it be much more stable. And at least now we have a hell of a lot of power when taking off, and we have the main engines on also to control direction, and those are gimbaled now, so this should be it. We need low throttle on the main engine at the beginning. We need to activate stabilizers, and we need to launch this rocket to go to the moon right about now. Still has a little bit of lean, but it's actually evened much more out now that I have the radial decouplers holding it. And it's still going pretty straight now. This is much, much better. And we're achieving very good speed. Much more evened out. It is tipping over just a little now. Slowly tipping over more and more. But they're soon done. They're soon done. Good speed, separation, good separation. Nice job. Nice job, 10 kilometers. We need to start the gravity turn now. And we need to throttle up, way up. La, 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 la. Accelerating and gaining altitude, yay. This is really getting us going this time. Perhaps it's 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Turn this a little bit more. resetting the stabilizer. 40, 43, 45. It's up to 50 in apoaps. We need to lay this way more down. And we're resetting stabilizers, resetting again. 65, 67, 69, 70, and we need to lay this all the way down. $77. Setting stabilizers. 78. And checking out the map. 81. And staging, cutting engine, setting up maneuver node for orbit. Stabilize that like so. Yeah, it's about there. 79.86. And we need to start burning for that to work. I do actually think we need to burn it a little bit higher than it says on the nav ball here, to not have this periapse go below 70 kilometers. Doing nicely, accelerating quickly at about 1G. That is about 9.8 meters per second squared, so every second we're going 9 meters per second, or nearly 10 meters per second quicker. We need to check out the map, check our apoapse, periapse is climbing, and when the periapse is above 70 we can cut this, and we're there. 73, 100 and something, but well, it's okay. It's okay. We can cancel that maneuver node. Let's cancel that. Let's go to this and let's set up a translunar trajectory. Set it up as target also. This orbit is going to make us hit the moon in about a day. So that's what we're going to go for. We need to burn about 1 minute. I have that fuel, so. I think this is going to work. I somehow get a good feeling about this. And we're gonna see a sunrise. Recharge electricity from the solar panels. That is 1 minute to go. Settle down. Let's correct direction and start the burn. Let's check that out from map view. If this doesn't work, we still have fuel on the lander module to slow down our orbit to make it a descent back to Kerbal, so it's gonna work. It's gonna work. And it's funny because if you look at the delta V, we are now halfway to the moon, and if you look at the orbit, it's not nearly halfway, but this is going to start to grow exponentially faster. And I'm going to check our fuel. Oh, it doesn't look good. It looks like it's almost burnt, but we are going to separate and we're going to burn on that lander module fuel for the last. And then if this doesn't hit, we can still use the fuel left for descending and doing experiments in orbit around the moon. I think that's it. That's it. We're going to the moon. Yes, we are now going to the moon. Not only that, we're going to hit the moon. And we're gonna get caught up right there. And we're gonna time decelerate, and we're gonna try to land on the moon. Check how much fuel I have left. Much fuel. Deploy gears. And make ready to brake. But we have to be a lot closer before we start braking. So. $20, 10, 13, 12, 70 kilometers, 50, 40, 30. Need to get even closer. We start. I think this is about it. And we throttle up into our retrograde vector here. But way up. I think this was way too late. We're gonna crash on the moon now. Hard. Dead. Destroyed. No. Everything was looking good. Now everything is looking shit. Yeah, and the game crashes. Well, that's gonna be it for this time. We made it onto a moon impact and killed one of our Kerbonauts. I think there's going to be some sort of public statement tomorrow from the Kerbal Space Center about what happened here. But for now, we are going to analyze the video material and look at what we can do to avoid this situation being repeated. Of course, in the interest of science, We know that Bill Kerman gave his life doing what he absolutely loved, and that if he does this microphone work or does it not work? What I was going to say, hello? Oh crap.